Neon here, and I am about to start a 3-day, 2-night backpacking trip in August of 2017. We are starting at the Ellicott Rock Wilderness, and we think this trail is going to take us down to the Chattooga River Trail. We've got about 37 miles down the Chattooga River Trail to get to our other car. It's about 72 degrees, lots of mosquitoes, and rain. Interesting fungus. I can hear the river. Oh, we came out of that trail and down here along the river. Pretty little creek. Oh, it's about 12:30 and stopped down here next to the river for some lunch. I made myself a little shelter and about to eat the main course. Well, I'm going to start prepping my dinner. It's cheese-flavored mashed potatoes with broccoli and bacon and garlic, salt, and pepper. This is going to go in this here jar with some water and no heat. We'll see what happens, if it's edible or not. Gonna have to cross that. That's where it gets bouncy and scary. Not to distract you from how precariously you're perched above the water or anything. Walked about 5 miles, another 1.5 miles to Burrell's Ford. Well, it's gotten a little bit bigger since we've crossed those creeks. Well, we've come to Burrell's Ford Road, which I think is about 6.5, maybe 7 miles from the start, and we think this is the trail because there's a green blaze. That is the trail. Well, we have found part of the Burrell's Ford campground here. They've got some places to hang your food at night to keep them away from the bears. There's some kind of little fungus. It's a good sign. The green blaze is the Chattooga River Trail and the white blaze is the Foothills Trail. Smells like the Chattooga River. Wish you were here. Looks like there's something around that bend too. Occasionally the trail wanders uphill a couple hundred feet or more above the river and then goes up more. Pretty little yellow flower. Oh, let's see what this jar looks like with the mashed potatoes and the broccoli on the inside. Somewhat moist, but man, it's like a pound of mashed potatoes and broccoli and bacon. I don't know if I can eat that much food, but I'll give it the college try. Well, tastes a lot like broccoli. Could use a few less potatoes and a little more water next time. Actually, it tastes pretty good. Maybe I'm just hungry. That went away really quick. So I brought these along for Jody. This is our backyard tonight. I may have rafted down here once before. Looks like something that would be a lot of fun to do. See, he's got a hammock over there. That log is where we ate our dinner. Like I said, the backyard is pretty. My tent is over here because there was a little sandy spot without a lot of rocks. And so there's my little tent. And it is 7:30 and I am going to bed. Good morning. It's about 7:30, been up for about an hour and got the tent down, mostly packed up. Thought I'd have a little breakfast here. Of course, it started with my bottle of coffee. And I've got some banana chips and jerky, and a Little Debbie snack cake, and a chocolate brownie Cliff Bar. On the trail at 8 o'clock in the morning, we camped at mile 12, and I think there's about 28 more miles to go. And I tell you, that looks like some kind of nest, doesn't it? Saw this pile of sawdust, and there's a little spot on this tree with a hole packed full of it, so I think there's some kind of critter in there. Well, that's interesting. It's got little tendrils going out over the moss. Those ones are pretty big. There's a white one, some red ones, one of those orange spotted ones. There's one of those hairy ones. I don't know if you can really tell. There's a different one. It's orange, but it's not spotted. There's a lot of mushrooms out here. Those ones are yellow. We've been hiking along a ridge for what, about an hour? I think we want to go to Highway 28. It says that way, which could mean that way, or it could mean that way. That just looks like a campsite. Could be that way. But the nice trail is that way.
The tempting trails.
This is some crystal clear drinking water coming out of that creek. So this might be the top of Ellicott Falls. And we will see what the trail has in store for us. It's that same creek. I reckon that is the top of the falls. Decided to climb down the steep trail here on the south side of Ellicott Falls. Well, we come out down here at the river. Ellicott Falls. I am happy. Looks like a good blue sky. Oh, we got to go back up. But I stopped because I found a mushroom growing sideways. There's a little creek, and I don't know if this is going to come out, but right there, a little salamander. Whoop, there he went. Going for a little walking snack. They're cute. Everything focuses behind the camera. I don't see myself. If I filmed every one of these little creeks, we would never get done with a hike. We must have crossed 50 or 60 little trickles this morning. Yeah, maybe not that many. Well, it's about 12:30 and we finally made it to Highway 28. This sign and the sign at the other end said it was 3.7 miles from where the Foothills Trail split and here, and it took us close to 4 hours to do that. There was so much blowdown. Should be interesting. This is a mixture of refried beans and broccoli and some spices. Is that a mushroom? Looks like plastic. Something going on here with this bug and this snail. Looks like looks like the bug pulled a piece of the snail off. Got a chunk of snail in his mouth. And the snail retreated. So, you know, the bug is going to go try to eat some more snail. Interesting. A little overgrown. Found some old rusty stuff. So here's another old rusty thing. I wonder what that was. Well, it is about almost 6 o'clock. We have made it back to the Chattooga River. We're on the Georgia side now. I believe we're at about the 27 mile mark on our 40-mile trek. I have some serious wet shoes, but it's not raining right now. RC's over there putting up his hammock. I'm going to figure out if I can get my tent pitched in this little spot that looks reasonably safe from flooding. And then we'll eat. We'll see what the refried beans look like. I think I can eat that glop. Corn chips to go in there, and depending on what it tastes like, I might add this jalapeno relish. This is actually pretty good. I would do this again. Chilling out here, I thought I'd do a little map show and tell. My car is parked here, and we hiked down this trail that's on this map called the Bad Creek Trail, and there's some switchbacks, got us down to the Chattooga River and there Ellicott Rock, which we did not find this time. Then we kept going down the Chattooga River Trail, East Fork Trail at 5.5, and kept going down the river past Burrell's Ford and camped somewhere around Crack in the Rock, Hole in the Wall. And then today we continued hiking down the trail, and this is where Lick Log Falls were, where we spent some time. Killed about an hour there trying to find a good view on that. On down to Highway 28 Bridge, where we crossed over into Georgia on the highway. So we've been hiking along the Bartram Trail, and I believe we're somewhere along this section right here of the Chattooga River where the trail finally hooked back up. That means tomorrow we're going to again say goodbye to the river and hike over some hills to where the Bartram Trail leaves the Chattooga River Trail. That puts us right here on this map, and that's going to be at about the 28-mile mark, and find our way along the Chattooga River Trail down here to 38 or 40, where we will get back to Highway 76, walk across the bridge to the parking where the other car is. Sun is shining now. 8 o'clock. About to hit the trail. 13 miles to go. Lots of this on the trail. It's the trail. It is a pretty sad tree that fell down. It could have been a better tree and stayed standing up. And this appears to be where the trail splits, and the Chattooga River Trail goes this way. If I'm not mistaken, this is another section of Earl's Ford Road. There's a green blaze right there. Well, that's unfortunate. Scenic River. Area back of this sign is managed and protected under public law. Violations punishable. U.S. Department of Agriculture and Forest Service. I reckon there's a river down there. I think we are on a ridge line here. This ridge line must be the drainage into the Chattooga River. Feeling the rainbow. Well, so you know, the Chattooga River Trail spends a lot of time not next to the river, but rather climbing mountains around the sides of the river. And if you think that one's weird, look at that big thing right there. That reminds me of a bunch of egg noodles that sat in the pot for too long. Looks like into the trail here. Hey, wear orange vests or caps for safety. You're gonna get shot.
I'm gonna get shot.
A little bit bigger here than where it was 40 miles ago. Well, that ends the adventure. Didn't rain today, but it's got up to about 85, so we're just as wet. Yeah, so any part particularly memorable for you?
Well, it was a great experience.
Did you do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a different 40 miles, but yeah, absolutely.
All right, see you next time.